this module, you are learning how to calculate the overall Net Promoter Score for customer voice data. This video will demonstrate how to create a new column and a new measure, providing the ability to use the Net Promoter Score formula calculation to display on a Power BI report. In this report, we have two entities, the survey entity and the survey response entity. The report is empty, other than a background color formatted and a title header. To begin with, we can look at how the Net Promoter Score for a survey response is stored. We can add a simple table to do this. First, we add the created on date to see when the survey response was submitted. Then we add the Net Promoter Score question, which shows the individual value each responder gave. Finally, from the survey entity, we can add in the name of the survey that the response came from. Reviewing the data, we see that the NPS for a response is captured via a number. If a value of 6 or below is given, the respondent is known as a detractor, an unhappy customer who can damage your brand and impede growth through negative word of mouth. If the score is a 7 or an 8, they are passive, satisfied but unenthusiastic, and could be easily swayed by competitors. For those giving a 9 or a 10 in their response, they are known as a promoter and will continue to buy from you, refer you, and promote you. To calculate the overall NPS, a formula must be used. The formula is the percentage of promoters minus the percentage of detractors, which equals the overall NPS. So, to capture this, we need to add in a new column to figure out what the Net Promoter Score type is for each survey response. From the survey response entity, click the ellipsis, then click on New Column. Using the first formula provided in this unit, paste this into the window that opens. This is the switch statement, which checks the Net Promoter Score field within the survey response entity, looks at the value given, and then determines the Net Promoter Score type from the NPS value. Once the formula has been added, press Enter on your keyboard to save it. We can now scroll down the list of fields and add the NPS type value to the table visual already on the report. Now we can see that the NPS type matches up with the NPS score based on the logic we defined. Next, we need to add a new measure to the report. Now that we can identify the NPS type, we can add a measure to subtract the percentage of detractors from the percentage of promoters. Go back to the survey response entity, click the ellipsis, and click New Measure. Using the second formula provided in this unit, paste this into the window that opens. For this calculation, we count the total number of rows returned for the survey response entity. Then we count the number of rows returned where the NPS type equals promoter, then divide this by the total number of rows. We then count the number of rows returned where the NPS type equals detractor, then divide this by the total number of rows. We then subtract the detractors from the promoters and multiply by 100. Once the new measure has been added, click on the field from the list. From the top, the Measure Tools tab should open. We need to change how the value is displayed. Change from General to Whole Number. Now we can add a new visual to the report. Click on the ellipsis in the Visualizations area and click on Get More Visuals. Using the search box, type in the word tachometer and hit enter. Several options will be returned. Select the visualization you would like to use by clicking on the Add button. A notification will be displayed to indicate the visual has been successfully added to the report. Click OK. Click on the new visual you just added. Next, we need to take the total NPS field and drag it to the value for the visual. Here we can see the overall NPS is displayed. However, the visual does not look quite right, so some changes must be made. We can click on the Format section for the visual. On the gauge axis, set the start value to -100 and the end value as +100. These reflect either ends of the NPS scale. As soon as these values are added, we can see the visual changing and being updated. We will now add 3 different ranges to show good, average, and bad in terms of the current Net Promoter Score for the organization. For range 1, we will use a red color. Range 2 will start at -20 and a yellow color will be used. Range 3 will be green and will start at +20. Now we can see that our Net Promoter Score falls into range 2 and needs work on improving the customer experience. The visual can be formatted in other areas as desired. Finally, we will change the title by aligning in the center and increasing the font size. The size of the visualization can also be changed, with a border and some rounding added to finish off the tachometer. The total NPS measure field can be used on any page within our Power BI report, providing us with the overall Net Promoter Score for all of the responses stored within this specific customer voice data source.